Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the Astro Command special. Every Saturday night, I'm CmdrAleon, your host. Good to have you with us. Lotus Flower, everybody in there, Infinite Elevation, everybody coming in here. Almost 11 o'clock. Hey, Jess, good to have you with us. Everybody out there, welcome to the program. Glad to have you with us. Again, this is, I'm the host of the show Encounters, which you see nightly. I'm also with the Astro Command. I work with the Astro Command on Earth. I'm also a contactee, and I've been on radio for about 21 years on an NPR Pacifica station here in the United States. Lynette Beach, good to see you, Lynette. Welcome. Everybody coming in here, wherever you may be. So tonight we're going to be doing everything. Hey, Ray and Mary, good to see you. Gary from Iowa. Everybody out there. So this is a night where we delve into the Astro Command in every way. And we're going to have a discussion about the Astro Command tonight. We're not going to be talking about, hey, upstate New York, good to see you. We're not going to go really off topic. Any other night we'd get into every other topic regarding ufology in terms of the spiritual realm of it. But tonight we're going to really get into the Astro Command. And I welcome everybody who's coming in here to the broadcast. And we're glad to have you with us tonight. And we'll see, this is going to be a really interesting show. And if you have questions, we'll bring you on the air. We'll bring you on the air. You're already here. We'll bring you up live on the broadcast if you have questions related, hey, Alabama, to the Astro Command levels. And that's what we'll be doing tonight. We'll be getting into everything about contact, about what's happening with the spaceships that are coming to Earth with space people inside the spaceships. These spaceships are not just empty. They're actual spiritual beings in these ships, men and women from other planets that are coming here to Earth. Greetings. Greetings, everybody, and welcome. So on a cosmic scale, being human, having a human experience, I'm also a starseed. And the way I define starseed is that my consciousness came from off-planet. I have a human consciousness, which is just like anybody else, but I have a cosmic consciousness, a star consciousness. How I define that consciousness is in a different way. With all the things going on right now, there's changes happening in the frequency of the planet. There are things happening now that are kind of shaking the foundations of people's belief systems. And all the belief systems that people have are going to be kind of shaken up pretty good. They will be. You know? And I think many of you are going to experience this. If not yet, you will experience this switch in consciousness. Yeah, things are really going kind of crazy. You know? Now, as we get into 2025, and we're not even there yet, we're almost there. Almost. And things are getting crazy. Things are happening that are just make no sense. Right? People that have never had an interest in the subject are now wondering what's happening around now. All over the planet, from England to the Netherlands to Europe, all over the place. The United States, Canada, everywhere. You know, you're kind of living in very interesting times, no matter what your age is. If you are in your 20s or 30s, whatever it is, makes no difference. You're living in a time period where you're going to see things that you never thought you'd see in your whole life. And I mean that. You know? I really do mean that. Hey, Kit Kat. So tonight we want to educate you about what's happening, what's going down, and also in Cordona, Argentina, probably a few nights ago, a whole lot of people in Cordon, Argentina, saw what is a armada of spaceships. And when I looked at the video, I knew it was not Starlink. Starlink, when you see the video, I posted it on my main page here. Starlink is a very long line of lights that are white, and they always stay very close together. This particular video shows an armada of craft that are not in a straight line, that have multiple colors, and are definitely an armada of, we call them UAPs, spaceships, whatever. So things are happening here. And let's see here. Okay, this person needs to be going. Whoever they are, I'm not sure who they are, but they are gone. The person with the con artist thing, I just blocked them. J500R says, I've been inside Earth. I've delivered food to them. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between Starlink. And this particular video, you will not be able to call it Starlink. It was very, very clear, armada of spaceships. Hey, Catherine, good to see you. Oh, yeah, we have my family in the front room. I'm in a different room right now. They're talking. They're talking. We talk about ancient civilizations. I went out of the conversation because I had to go live. My daughter, her boyfriend, and my wife are talking about all this stuff. I'm not sure, Ozzy, if she will be available tonight. Maybe, maybe not. If not, it's still good. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Todd, good to see you. Welcome. Pro Spirit, good to see you, bro. So when we talk about the Ashtar Command, and I'm fully engaged in that discussion, I've been watching. I talked to my friend Colin Andrews. If you know Colin Andrews, he's the well-known crop circle researcher from England. If you've ever heard his name, I'm good friends with Colin Andrews. And we talked about on Messenger about these things that are in the skies. And he was saying, and I have to talk to him more about this, he believes these things are actually cloning themselves to look, I don't know if cloning is the right word, but that's what he used, that these things are not really conventional type craft, but they are shape-shifting their design patterns so people think that they're a conventional type of a craft. And it was a very interesting perspective when I talked to Colin, that they're actually UFOs that are trying to look like some sort of a conventional craft. I think that there is some things happening around the planet right now, around our skies, way before contact. And what's ever happening now is definitely going to wake people up. When the actual, and again, this is so weird, when the actual spaceships of the galactic forces show up, who knows what's going to happen? All I know is there'll be many different types of ships that will appear in our skies before us. And I'm really monitoring the situation of what's going on off planet with these different vehicles or these different objects. I think we're in for some very interesting times right now. And it's certainly affecting a lot of people. And I think the Ashtar Command is aware of all this activity. I don't specifically think it's Ashtar Command that's involved in it, but I do think there's something else going on. And maybe it's other galactic levels, maybe not. William, welcome to the show. Palladium Rainbow. So I've been doing a lot of meditation, a lot of deep inner reflection about everything going down right now. And from an Ashtar Command level, I think my whole thing is now for people to be conscious, to be present, to be aware that we're moving into a different energy now. More important than what's going on in the skies, see, is the energy. We are switching, and our frequency of energy is switching now. our planet is going to a much higher vibrational level of frequency. Therefore, as it goes to that higher vibrational frequency, you're going to be able to see more things than you've ever seen in your whole life. Michelle, I'm sorry I had bad dreams about the Astro Command I had. That's, yeah, I don't know where you're getting those dreams from, but the Astro Command are all love and light. So you could have just had a bad dream that was just a dream, nothing that was related to a reality. Interesting. But I can tell you that in reality, other than a dream, the Astro Command is the most beautiful, light-filled space people in the universe. They represent many planetary systems. Interesting. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going down right now. And I'm here to try to weed out everything here, and especially on Astro Command Night. Do we defend them? Do we defend ourselves or welcome them with open arms? When the Astro Command makes their contact, which I am part of, we welcome them with our open arms. There's no need for us to be what I would call a violent human race or anything like that. We shouldn't be doing that anyway. That's right. Veils are being lifted. I was told he is being compromised. Who's being compromised? Who's being compromised, Michelle? Can the frequency be measured and show increases? Oh, the frequency definitely, it can probably be measured, but it's definitely increasing. Yeah. I did have a good day, Lisa. I hope you did too. Yeah, there's a lot of people are going to be affected by energy in a lot of different ways. Everything's going to be affected. Everything you believe in, everything you don't believe in, everything is going to be challenged within your consciousness. And you might have dreams that take you in different places, but we are going through it together, all of us. Hey, Daniel Starr. That's right, Dazed. Astro Command is about love and peace. Hey, Dustin. Thank you, Daniel Starr. I appreciate that. And so, because I have so much knowledge about the Astro Command, because I come from that level of consciousness, I can speak tonight about all these things. Because I am also having the human experience like everybody else. I have dreams. I have times, we all have good days and some bad days. But I also have my cosmic consciousness as a contactee in a very beautiful way. Hey, Ginger, good to see you. Star says some of the ships I was aboard are actually biomechanics, where the being becomes part of the ship. Well, there's another thing where I would talk to you that there's living ships. Now, what a living ship with the Astro Command is, the Astro Command person can create a ship with a group of people out of consciousness. Kind of semantics, but pretty much the same thing. Pamela, thanks for the gift. Hey, Sales X. You think they're more powerful than the army? Jerusalem. So let me explain in terms of the Astro Command being more powerful. Yes, and I'm going to qualify what I just said. The Astro Command could basically, and when they did this in the 1960s during the Cold War, they went over nuclear facilities with nuclear missiles, silos, and they turned the electronic devices off. There were people on these bases that were radioing their command center saying they were flying sources over these bases, and their electronics were basically being shut down. So yes, in that sense, more powerful. As humans have to go extra miles to contact them, it's very interesting. I'm just reading people's comments. Just a dream. How do we find you if TikTok shuts down? I don't think TikTok's going to shut down. I think there's too many people, too many companies, too many celebrities on here that are in Hollywood and other people that will. I think that TikTok's not going to be shut down. They're going to try to do it, but I don't think it's possible. It's not going to. There's too many people right now. On just briefly to answer your question, TikTok is going to the Supreme Court to challenge what the federal court did. We'll be here. You'll be here. And TikTok, I don't believe is going to be shut down. Aaliyah says, I'm definitely feeling different and I'm experiencing a lot of positive things. I recently had a disturbing event with Zeta. So we're not getting into any of that tonight, unfortunately. We're just going to do strictly Astro Command stuff. But we'll talk about that maybe on Sunday, no, actually Monday night. Microwaves are affecting me, run my apartment, around my apartment. Way more powerful than anything we possess. Let's see here. Physical symptoms. I had one old injury resurface. Lisa Huff, is the veil being lifted causing a lot of emotional issues? Today, the husband was imbalanced. Yes. So all your issues are going to come up before contact ever happens. Every single issue as a human being is going to come to the surface, good, bad, or indifferent. When those things happen, you're going to have to deal with them. And, there won't be anybody necessarily to hold your hand, but the way to deal with those issues is to sit still if you're having those issues right now. Do some meditation, use some higher vibrational music, center yourself on those issues, and look at the issue straight on and say whether that issue is something you want to hold on to or whether you want to let go of that issue. If you want to let go of that issue, you really should, in my opinion, to let go of all these old issues, to clarify what they are and have peace above those issues, that's going to help you move forward. If you continue to allow those issues to conflict in yourself, you won't be able to move on that quickly. Not that you can't, because you're now involving yourself in old issues. It could be issues from 20 years ago, 10 years ago, last year, last week. But if you get yourself absorbed in those earth-based issues and don't resolve them, you're going to be going in circles. So the veil is definitely lifted, and things are going to come up to the surface for everybody, for all of us. And that's why we have to be conscious of it and be able to work through those issues before we have our major contact time in 2026. Lucas Jackson's I'm Too Worried. Hey, Dustin. Greetings, Loretta. Hey, Pamela. Question. Okay, April just took an implant I had in me, so last cleanse you did, you pulled an implant out as well. So obviously there must have been another implant in you. I'm glad you took it out. I'm glad you took it out, Daniel. Rob says dreams have been wild. My dreams have been very vivid, and I meet space people, beautiful space people. See, that's part of what's happening. Everyone's experiences are going to be different right now. Aaliyah, that is a beautiful expression of what you're going through. Okay. And we'll take your questions here live. iCat says, definitely seeing more light codes, symbols of my dreams. Beautiful. Like I said, everybody's going to get different information. If we all had the same information, it'd be pretty boring, SalesX, if you see Humvee with so many antennas on it, it looks like a porcupine. Get away as fast as possible. Susan Mary, welcome. Let's see. Scar says the beings become a part of the ship as one biomechanical craft. So, in a sense, we're talking about what I talk about, which is the Astro Command people can create a ship out of consciousness. So it's basically, whether you use the word mechanical or not, it's the consciousness of the space people through thought that creates the actual spaceship. Not in all levels, but many times. Michelle Blythe says, oh, it just freaked me out is all. That's okay, Michelle. Hey, look, our dreams are going to bring up different things. Terry Venus, do you think TikTok will be banned? No. I think there's too many companies that use TikTok that have lots of money. There's too many people invested in it, and also uh, there's too. Let's see, what's the word I want to use? I just don't think it's going to happen. I think people are going to be contacting their congressional people. Just to get briefly on that topic for a minute, I think a lot of TikTokers are going to tell their followers to call their congressional and senatorial people and get on pressure, putting pressure on these politicians. So I don't think it will be banned. Let's see here. So, Dustin, really the most important thing people can do before contact happens in 2026 is to do daily meditations. My recommendation is to do at least maybe a 20 or 30-minute meditation using higher vibrational music and getting centered. And as you get centered, you want to, just like a CE5, your CE5 for consciousness is that you want to make contact with what you call your star family. In order to facilitate that, you really want to spend time really focused for about 20 or 30 minutes. You don't have to do a 2-hour meditation. 20, 30 minutes is fine. But also listen to higher frequencies of music, meditation music, which will put your consciousness into the same frequency in order to make contact. And your star family, within that realm, I have no idea who it would be, but they would contact you eventually if you're able to center yourself. And that goes for pretty much anybody. Okay. If you want to come on live and ask me a question related to tonight's discussion, this is an Astro Command night, so we're not getting into anything else. Yeah, many of the ships that are created by consciousness are sentient. That's correct. Let's see here. Yeah, we have not a party. My daughter, her boyfriend, my wife are in the other room talking about ancient ETs and all this stuff. And the only reason I'm not in there now is because I'm doing my live. I'm in the kitchen. Hey, child of light. Every era, they pretend to act something higher than us, whoever they are. Our sisters used to worship spirits. So with the star people, the Astro Command people that are coming to Earth, they're already here. Actually, I should tell you that before any of us were born in this current history, that there have been space people from outer space from different planets here for billions of years. Our planet is billions of years old. So if you look at the ancient history of Lemuria, Atlantis, and all these civilizations, and many others that we don't know about, that the space people have been living here for billions of years. You know, inside our planet, in some places, in our oceans, and so forth. And again, now all the galactic forces are coming here. As we go into next year, you're going to see increased sightings. You're going to have to discern which ones are, strictly those of the light ships. And you'll know that if you are focused and learn how to do it, you'll know that that's an Astro Command spaceship versus something else that might be there to fake you out and not be what it says it is. Yeah, no worries. The Supreme Court ruled again. No, that was the federal government, a federal appeals court ruled against it. The Supreme Court hasn't done anything yet. They're going to the Supreme Court to try to get it overturned. It was actually it was a lower federal appeals court, but not the Supreme Court. They're going. I just heard today they're going to the Supreme Court. That whole thing after the concert, you're a better person than me. Can I say that? I would have done that. That would have been like, oh, I don't think it's going to shut down. I've already contacted my state representative, my congressional representatives, to fight to make sure that it does not get shut down. And I think the best thing you can do, as we're talking about this briefly, is that at whatever state you're in, contact, doesn't matter if they're Republican or Democrat, contact all of them and tell them where you stand on TikTok, so that we make sure that it doesn't, shut down. I don't believe it will. April did a cleansing as well and found. Well, the only one who could be implanting you would be the negative ETs. If they're sneaking back in, Daniel, that's the only thing I can possibly think of. Um, I can't think of anything else, to be pretty frank about it. Um, oh, that's weird. I didn't put anybody on here. What's going
Yeah,
on?
I just saw that you sent me the hi Commander. I just saw that you
How
sent
you
me the
doing?
invite. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's happening again tonight. My headphones are need to be charged up, so I'm on without the headphones on here. But
Oh,
how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, thank you. I was telling my mom about last night, and how relaxed I felt afterwards. And hi guys. I see you guys in the comments. But I'm
Yeah.
doing good, Commander. I'm doing good, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And so tonight, everyone's up in the living room, and I'm in the kitchen here broadcasting. So, as we talk about contact, I think if anything, people can take from what I'm saying that, and this is so important that people prepare. It's we don't want people freaking out when contact happens all over the planet and saying, "I didn't know this was happening. What's going on up there?" Uh,
Right.
right? And we want people to, when you listen to my voice, you don't see me freaking out or anything. I'm here to calm people down and to get you to feel at peace with the fact that we're going to have some very substantial changes in 2026 that we are not experiencing now. Now, the only thing, and we were talking about this in my family earlier,
Hmm.
about what's going on with these things all over these Air Force bases. We had some interesting discussion, and I think that there are unmanned objects over Air Force bases that are watching what we are doing in terms of the talk of nuclear war, nuclear weapons. There's been a lot of words thrown around between countries about this. And the one thing that the Ashtar Command will not allow is for a war to be used with nuclear weapons on the planet Earth. They won't let it happen. And that's exactly when we go back into the history of the Cold War. For many people that weren't alive in the 60s, there's a documentary about it where a docudrama where the Air Force bases in the United States that had nuclear silos, and there were flying saucers, or what they call flying saucers, over the bases, and the base people, security, saw these things hovering over the silos, and they shut down the electronics of the silo. They couldn't switch anything on or anything. They just shut it down. So
Yeah, I was actually telling my mom about that too,
yeah,
because I told my mom about you today, and I was explaining to her what happened, and I told her that like they wouldn't allow us to use any nuclear weapons.
right.
So at least we have that peace of mind, and it's a very much needed change that we need. It's time. What's we've been doing hasn't been working, so it's time for a change.
Yeah, it's time for, and people will say to me, why are the Ashtar command ships and the people from other planets now physically coming here? And the only answer I can give you is there's a time frame for what was supposed to happen. How it happens, they know more than we do as human beings, but it is the time frame. So for everyone out there around the world who is listening to the show, it's to really understand that you're living in a very amazing time in your life. For no matter what your age is, you're still here. You're going to experience things you've never thought would ever happen.
Yeah, it's a great time to be alive.
It is a great time
It
to be
definitely
alive.
is. Like who would think that, we would be the people that are going to experience this. People for generations, they've been
Right.
waiting to see something like this, and it's going to happen to us. So it's amazing, and I'm grateful for that.
And, I don't, and I've been really trying to get my head around some of these things over the Air Force bases, but I can tell you, and from an Ashtar Command perspective, what they call UAPs over the Air Force bases in England, in the United States, and other countries. They're over bases that have nuclear weapons. And so people say, why would they go over bases with nuclear weapons? I can tell you that the reason they're doing that is they're monitoring what what the threat is of them using these weapons between each other's countries or what have you. They're concerned. They're concerned about the human race. They're concerned about life on Earth. They're concerned about the whole thing, and they're concerned about the possibilities that somebody might be crazy enough to say we're going to do this because we don't like what you said. And that's humans are very fragile in that way. If you say
Yes,
the
the
wrong
ego
thing,
is very fragile. Yes.
if you say the wrong thing to somebody on the street and they take it the wrong way, or you say something and you didn't mean it in the wrong way, but it's taken that way, you can end up having a conflict. It could be a physical altercation, but this is different because we're talking about if some country doesn't like what you did or said, they can say, okay, I'm done with that. I'm going to use X amount of weapons with the letter N, and we'll just take out your whole country, and it won't be there. But they don't realize when you do that, then you create a world war that includes all the use of those nuclear weapons, right? So the Astro Command, which represents many planetary systems of peace, will not allow that to occur. They're watching what we are doing right now. I'm not saying we, as people watching this show, are doing it. The people that are in charge of those weapons, the people that are in control of those countries, these are all things that are being monitored. And people say, why is there so many things happening in the sky? Um, I can't account for. I can't. I'm still trying to tune into what these things are that are happening right now, and they're happening regularly. They're increasing. Like I said, there's sightings of Armada spaceships over in Argentina, in Cardona, Argentina, just a few nights ago. I posted the video. It shows a lot of ships. It's not Starlink. And you're going to see a lot more activity in many, many countries around the planet. And I have stated this before. Many of the galactic levels are coming here. You're going to see increased sightings in 2025, and you will see as we get to the middle to late 2025, a lot of visual contact being made in the skies above you, in our oceans. This is going to be happening pretty much all over the world.
Yeah, my grandmother, because my mom, she's Ecuadorian, and her mom lives in Ecuador in the capital in Quito, which is surrounded by volcanoes and mountains. And even she saw something over there, about maybe like a week, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah,
She saw it too. Mind you, she's very religious, so she doesn't believe in a lot of things, but she was definitely shook by what she saw. So
yeah,
even over there, they're seeing it.
yeah. See, and I know that many people in here, almost 400 of you, live in different places, countries, cities, towns, states, whatever. Some of you probably are experiencing things like this right now. Some of you have not experienced any of this right now. But I can tell you in this broadcast here that you are going to eventually experience the visual sightings of positive ET or Astro Command spaceships. How they look, I couldn't tell you. They can all be different. But you'll know when they start showing up in the skies above you, wherever you live around the world, you're going to start experiencing them within between now and 2026.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, it's a good time to be alive.
There.
And I'm always getting information. I've been really tuned in my telepathic abilities today and the last other day. And I am really seeking to help people understand what's happening. I know some people are confused, and that's okay to be confused. Some people don't understand why all these things are happening, and that's okay too, because it's all happening at once. It's happening quicker than one would expect. And the thing is that it's going to be very hard for skeptical scientists and skeptics in general in the world to debunk this activity that's going on. There's really going to be very hard to do that.
But what would happen with those people that do want to start this whole nuclear thing? The people that, okay, better, let me say it like this, the low vibrational people, what would happen with them? Would they
They'll
stay
actually,
here?
I think, what will happen, the space people will eventually have to, when the contact happens, they will be quarantined. They
Mm.
will be stopped. they will have to give up, because those people, in their power being a general or whatever they are, will not be able to have control of that anymore.
Right.
Plus, the weapons will be dismantled and destroyed once they are neutralized. You understand?
I'm ready. I've been trying to meditate a little more often, so I'm trying to prepare myself for that. I am very excited. I think I told you yesterday, I've always been interested in the cosmos. I've always like I even told my mom one time, I'm like, Mom, and mind you, I started listening to you about 2 weeks ago, and I've told my mom this for a while. I just never made the connection like you've helped me make it. But I used to tell her, like, Ma, isn't it crazy? Like, I'm your daughter because you birthed me, but you're not really my mom. Like, I'm not really your daughter
Right.
spiritually. So, and I never thought about it any other way. Just that. I'm like, okay, God sent me here. That's just the only way I used to look at it. But I'm just like, all right, well, maybe that's why I've always been interested in the cosmos, and it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing to think.
It really is. Well, I want to thank you, Gabby, for coming up here. And
Yes.
if people want to ask me questions directly, and you have over 50 plus followers regarding our Ask Per Command discussions tonight, you may certainly ask me, and I will answer your questions as best I can as an Ask Per Command person. So I appreciate that.
All right, Commander. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. I
I'll be
keep you,
listening in.
Gabby. All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
You
Let
too.
me bring you
Bye.
down here. And we're going to continue here. Let's see. I'm just taking a look here. I've noticed things around my hometown and the mountain areas, and I also saw a documented report online. Karen, thank you for the gift. Daniel said, I went outside. When I looked up, I seen a beautiful shining craft slowly hovered over slowly. It was beautiful. Beautiful, Daniel. Karen, thank you for the heart. Galactic Ashtar Commander, the 8-foot giant from Mars, not currently wear his space suit. Let's see. Hello, Marta. Welcome. And again, I'm just going to take a look here. If you wish to ask me questions directly, I think I have a possible guest. You have to be over 18. We are absolutely talking strictly Ashtar Command here. So anything unrelated, we're not doing that tonight. We're strictly, as you're listening to my voice, staying focused, Sloan. Thank you to Har, Sloan. We're talking everything Ashtar Command about contact, about 2025, about what's actually going to happen here. And I am drinking some apple cider. So welcome. Heather says it's lovely. Hey, Heather. And we'll see who we have here. And again, to come up, you're certainly welcome to ask me questions live on the show. Hey, Karen, good to see you. We'll bring you up here over 50 people. Again, our topic tonight is always on Saturday, Ashtar Command Q&A. Good to see everybody here. So how long, when contact happens, will they stay down on Earth? Hours or minutes? When contact happens, the way I perceive to understand it is that they will be here. They will stay here. They will not just come down for 5 or 10 minutes or 2 hours and then say, bye, we came here, now we're going. This is going to be the time period, 2026, where there'll be physical contact with people on Earth. And this will be happening with a lot of people. Hey, Kit Kat. Good to see you, Kit Kat. With a lot of people on the planet. Hey, Teresa. Heather says, do certain races stay around certain distinct areas? Definitely. Not necessarily, Heather. Different races of beings that can travel will go wherever they wish to go. I don't think that they might stay in a certain place maybe in a home planet kind of thing, but they go where they want to go pretty much. I don't think hypersonic technology has anything to refute UFO sightings or UAP sightings. I think you're dealing with space beings that create the ones that the Astro Command people can create spaceships through consciousness. So they can go anywhere they wish to go. They can go through wormholes, they can go through interdimensional portals. Our Earth based brain can't understand that, but they can pretty much do anything. Good question. And the Astro Command ships can go wherever they wish to go. So, Karen, we're going to bring Karen up here. Like I said, I'm going to randomly pick people, and you may feel free to come up. Great question. So, if you accept my request, Karen, you can come up on the show, and I'll be happy to have you on here too. Will they visit you? I think when contact happens, many of you will be able to have visitations on a physical level once it's been established the actual contact. And again, like I said, if you wish to. So we're going to randomly bring people up. I'm going to bring Heather up. Heather, you're invited to come up with the commander. And if you wish to come up, we'd love to have you here. Hey, Heather, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. I'm randomly, bringing people up here if they want to come up and they're not afraid to join us live. Well, you're welcome to be here.
Sure.
Are you able to go on camera, do you think, or
Let me see.
you know how to use the camera? It's a little camera. It has a little icon in it, like a line. You press that and just press save, and you'll be on the camera. Right on your. There you go.
Okay.
Very good.
There we
Very
go.
good.
I figured it out.
So go ahead. Feel
Do
free to
you
ask
think
questions.
that when contact does happen, they will possibly come to people that have had experiences first, like predominantly, or does it maybe not matter?
I don't think it's going to matter. They might do that, but I really don't get that they're going to do that. I think it doesn't matter. I think they'll come to people in general and people that are cosmically connected to that specific person from the ship, whether a man or woman. You might have cosmic family that are biological that are on the ship coming off and visiting you. They'll say, Heather, we're your mother and father from another planet. And you say, oh, you have Earth-based parents. We all do. My parents are not here anymore on Earth, but I do have a mother and father and two sisters and a brother on the Astar ship. So you might have that visitation. Once completely established contact happens, they might come up to you and you say, "Who are you? You don't know us yet. You're going to remember who we are. We're your cosmic family." And I'm not talking in generalities, more or less specifics. It
Okay,
can be
that
both.
makes sense. I see. Yeah, it's happening kind of all across the board. It's not really like yeah, it's like the floodgates are opening, so to speak, more.
The floodgates are definitely the word to put. Floodgates are opening. They really are, aren't they? I
Like
mean,
it's not going to be buffered. There's no um what is it called? Gatekeeping kind of.
yeah,
It's like yeah. Okay. Um and also it's funny, just I mentioned earlier just about how I've had sightings at my recent house. I have at my old house too. They're all in the same town, but the ones where I live now, it's right by a mountain. And so I was looking online one day and I saw a report uh, right down the road, not even like I can see it outside right now. Um, and they had a video posted from that location,
mm,
pinned, of a in the sky,
mhm,
something, and it was pure daylight, broad daylight. I mean, and it was like silver, and it was circular, and it was up in the sky, and it was,
yeah,
similar to what I've seen in the daylight, which is new too.
yeah.
Um,
Now,
but it was
whereabouts
like,
are you?
okay, it's not just
Whereabouts
me.
are you?
Like, there's
Are you
something
are you on the
here.
West Coast somewhere?
East,
East Coast. Whereabouts on the East Coast?
North, New York,
New York State. Okay. There's a lot of activity in upstate New
like
York.
upstate, exactly.
in the Adirondack Mountains, I can tell people there is an Ashtar
There you
base
go.
in the mountains of the Adirondacks.
Yeah,
There's a big base there, and actually, you'll see a lot of ships up in that one specific area.
that's been the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
One
yeah.
was hovering over the mountain and it was I at first it was like a strip of lights. So some
Yes.
I've seen have been circled, but this was just a strip, like a straight line of lights.
Yes.
But it was so low that I was like, I don't think it is like Elon Musk's
Yeah.
like thing. Um, but it's interesting because if you look around, like sometimes you'll find other people have seen things too and reported on it, and that's interesting.
Yeah. And
Um,
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know like a ton about Ashtar Command, like per se. Does that include like many kinds of
Yeah.
races?
So Ashtar Command includes many, 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 many races that are of positive light, meaning they only include the races that are Christ conscious levels. So so it doesn't matter what dimension they're from, what planet, what galaxy or solar system they're from. They all have one thing in common. They all live in harmony with the Creator. Their planets are beautiful planets. They're vegetarians. They don't eat meat or things like we do.
Right,
It's a whole. All most of the space people of light don't eat any of that kind of food. They
right.
understand we do. We do have people on the planet are vegetarian, vegan. Some that are a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They
Yes.
understand that. But their planets are very pristine, and they work in a very beautiful way with each other.
So would you say a lot of what we're experiencing here on Earth is probably Ashtar Command as far as being like wanting to work with us for the better, mint?
Yeah. So when they come in 2026, when contact is initiated, they're coming to help us understand that we also have to be stewards and caretakers of the planet Earth. That it's not going to be just the Astro Command coming here and cleaning our water up and our skies up and whatever else needs to be done. They're
Right.
here to let us know that you are a star people, you are space people, not just human beings, and that we're here to assist you and help you. But if we work together, your planet's going to be beautiful, and that's exactly part of what's going on.
It's part of a much bigger picture.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's like a collective interest and
Right. So the Astro
um,
Command, people have always heard about the negative ETs. It's all over the cable, networks, over documentaries on YouTube here, and that's all people show is that they don't see the Astro Command. You don't hear much about it. Well, now you do because I've been on here for 2 years. But
right.
my goal is to educate people that the Astro Command people are Lyrans, they're Andromedans, they're Palladians, they're the Anunnaki, which could be up to 14 feet high, the men and women. The Anunnaki look just like us; they're human, but they're just taller, they're more advanced, and spiritually more evolved than the actual human on Earth.
That makes, yeah. I got like tingly when you were saying
Yeah.
some of them.
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's funny. I think every once in a while, if I'm like really in an open space or listen to
Hmm.
something that inspires me, my mind kind of opens and it allows maybe just receiving of like just some of their
Yeah.
wisdom,
Yeah.
because it just feels like this isn't something that I would have thought of or said, but it's
Yeah.
like so profound and
And
wise.
and you are in your level of consciousness, you are very awake. I can tell by reading your energy. You are very ready for contact. And what you see up in upstate New York are ships of light. You don't see any of the negative stuff because you're living probably within miles of an asteroid base. So for people that don't know what's happening, I'm telling you already that there's a base up there. I've known there's an asteroid base up in the Adirondacks for years. I mean, when I was old enough to know. And I know in different parts of the world where there are asteroid bases in the mountains. In
I
Mount
believe
Shasta,
it.
obviously, the city of Telos, which I've talked about from time to time, in Central and South America, in different places in Europe and maybe even Russia, various locations, there are bases that exist of light. These bases are well protected, and they are also within our Earth. So, and
And are
also in the
they
oceans.
can they spread like vast areas? Like, can they be large?
Oh yeah, I mean the ships are.
Or like the spaces, like the bases, like within mountains, so like it
Oh, the
can be a
space bases
big.
can be very large. In the Adirondacks, I can tell you that in the depths of the Adirondacks, the space is very big. It's very,
Yeah,
very
so it would
deep
take up
down
a
there.
lot. It could stretch from,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that
It
makes
could be,
sense.
I would say, the base of the Ashtar Command in the Adirondacks is inside the bottom depth of the Adirondack Mountain region. They're about probably, let's say, 2 miles long in terms of the size in all directions.
Wow.
It's a
Yeah, and the
very big
farther
base.
down
The
you
one
go,
in the
like the more you
Adirondack is
kind of
very big.
cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just getting this information directly.
It's just
I'm
it's
telepathic.
fascinating, and I was curious because it's like,
Yeah.
it can't be just this one little spot, you know.
No,
So
it isn't. It's one of the very big bases on the planet. There's also the Himalayan mountains where Tibet is. There is an entrance to the inner Earth, to the Gartha network. The base up in upstate New York in the Adirondacks um, is very, very active right now. And there's a lot of spaceships. There's an entrance in the mountains there that people won't see. They have it well protected, and their ships can come out of the mountains and go back in the mountains through that
well,
area.
and that's a thing
Yeah,
that one time I saw it was like kind of like right there, like right
yeah,
above it. Like I mean, it was
that's
not
right.
far above. And then over like I don't know, a month or two ago, there was like some serious like fighter jets like
Yeah,
flying overhead, really low. I mean, the whole house was shaking, and I looked up, and it was like they were like serious and stuff. And I guess
yeah.
they do trainings, but it was still just like whoa.
And you can feel the energy. So tell me, when you see those Ashtar ships that are going in the Adirondack Mountains, how do you feel?
I feel it's like nothing. It's nothing bad. It's more just like
Yeah, see?
you're just mesmerized. You're intrigued. Just time moves differently. It's I can't explain it. But it's
Yeah,
amazing. It
yeah,
feels
it's a feeling.
welcoming. It feels like an honor that I'm seeing it.
Yeah, it is a feeling. And that's for people. You're saying for our audience, you have to go by feeling, not by what you think. What you think has no material value. What you feel has much more value for you, all the viewers out here. When you have the same experience that Heather's having, you'll know it. You're gonna
Especially if
feel
you've
it.
never had anything like that, because you can't really count on your brain if you've never experienced it to like fill
Right.
in the blanks. So
You
if you
know.
just go and feel like, and you can trust your gut.
Yeah, you can. You really can. You
Um,
know.
and so yeah, it's so exciting. But I have one more question, then I'll go so
Yeah,
that, other
absolutely.
people
Go ahead.
can ask. Um, do you think so when this happens more openly, like contact wise, will it be during waking hours for us or
It'll
not always?
be. Give me a moment to process.
Sure.
It'll be nighttime into daytime. It'll start as night, and then it'll increase during the daytime when it happens.
And it'll be like we'll see, not
Everyone will see.
just not just craft, we'll see.
You'll see. You'll see everything. They're going to make a visual presentation first, and then
Lovely.
they'll have a physical presentation. Once they've established the visual presentation, every world leader around the planet will know that the Astro Command is here. Every queen, king, and whatever will also know this. And
That's
everybody out there on the planet, over 8 billion Earth people, will know that this is happening simultaneously.
I just got like a image of like broadcasting like live like
Let me
that's just
also
a
explain to the people of Earth as I'm
paradigm
speaking.
shifting.
Yes, I'm speaking in my Ashtar Command consciousness here as opposed to my regular talk show host consciousness. So I've been here live tonight, not in my host consciousness of doing a regular show. I want you to see me and hear me as a space person, not as Commander. Yeah, CmdrAleon. Yes, the space person versus the talk show host.
Right.
And so as I speak to you, I can take my glasses off and look at you with my eyes, and you'll see in my eyes who I am as I speak in this consciousness. Do you see?
Wow.
You see, I come here in human form. This is my human bodysuit, the earth suit, right? But if you look at me beyond my earth suit and look in my eyes, you will see me. I'm speaking as an Astro Command space person. Do you understand?
Totally. Yeah.
Now I put the glasses back on.
That's why we can feel it.
Yes, it's a feeling. You're
Mm-hmm.
not going to think about whether you know that what I'm saying. You're going to feel it. If you have to think about what I'm showing you, then you're not feeling what I'm showing you. But
Even
if
though
you
I
think
was
about it,
seeing things a little bit visually,
yeah,
but it also coincided with the feeling.
yes,
Like
it's
right
a feeling.
here, too.
Yes,
It was yeah. It was really cool. Thank you
you're
for
welcome.
that. That
I
was
do that
fun.
every once in a while just to let people know that's the only way I can teach people that I am from outer space is by having them look at my eyes
And I
and not
like
have them
that.
think about it. You see?
So you're like you're a channel, or well, you're a vessel serving as a channel.
Not even a
Well,
channel. I am actually
the
embodied in this human form. I am actually a space being. I don't
you're
think.
bringing through your higher, like that aspect of yourself.
When I came to Earth, I born as a human, but my consciousness is also came with me from space, from the spaceship. My body, my space body, is in stasis, which is on a spaceship with other bodies that are alive, but our consciousness is in an Earth-based body right now. Many of you who have know who you are, many of you have a ET consciousness or a space consciousness because you're a space being, but you're having a human experience, if that makes sense.
It does 100%. That's why I feel like I'm always bridging a gap or somewhat torn.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you kind of maybe also didn't come in totally for like forgetting everything. You kind of maybe came in with a certain
Some memory,
awareness.
yes. I did have a memory, but I did forget certain things. But then I had my experience with the space people when I was a kid,
Right.
and they told me I would never forget. As I got older, I never did forget the experience, but I became activated in the last number of years, always activated on different levels, and now I'm fully activated in my space beingness, so to speak.
Right. So you can just go like in and out.
Right.
That's really
And if
that's neat.
and you know
Well,
what it
thank you
is?
so much.
Someone's asking the question, how can I remember and no one else can? Well, tattoo by JC, it's not that no one else can. Many of people out here who I've never met all of the people out here or anybody in the world always. Many of you do remember where you come from, and some people just it's not a matter of that you're not going to remember. You're wondering why you can't do it. Everybody can do this. You just have to remember who you were before you came to Earth. Me, I remember where I come from before coming to Earth. So for me, the process of remembering happened over the years. Gradually, when I played soccer in high school, I did all the earth-based things that kids do. I've experienced all the earth-based things. I enjoy the earth-based experience, but now I'm fully activated. Now I remember who I am. I know that I come from space. I've always known that. And I came from Mars, is where I originally came from. So I came out of the closet and I am now being who I am versus not being who I am. It's much better to be who you are than try not to be to not be who you are, because you'll never feel happy if you don't be who you are.
And that's a huge thing too. It's like along with the experiences and like the epiphanies that lead to the whole full circle kind of thing, integrated as you're saying, is like trusting yourself, especially in things that are like more subtle,
Yeah,
or hard,
yeah,
and so there's just a piece of there's a big part of like also trusting too in
yeah.
yourself.
One of our viewers said, Lavola, Commander, I saw your space being flashed out for a moment. Cool. I think she means when I had the glasses off, like
Yeah,
this. Yeah. And I
for
know if I
sure.
keep them off, people will see that. I'll do that again in a few minutes just to not freak people out, but to get people comfortable with the fact
Yeah.
that, yes, I am fully who I am. I embody that very beingness of consciousness who I am. And nothing can change that. I'm very, very at peace with who I am, that I can actually go from my earth based consciousness to my space consciousness. And that's what I call it, switching to switch on one consciousness and turning the one off while the other one's on.
And that takes a real kind of courage too, just when people aren't used to it, or it, when it's in the motion of becoming the norm or known. It takes a lot of courage and just trust in yourself. So that's a good thing too, to just take away from it.
And that's also a teaching thing for me, to teach not only my own self, as I learn more and more, I'm also a student. By doing this, I show people that are of a starseed origin that they can be who they are. To get there, you have to come out of the closet and be who you are. If you don't do that, you're going to be in conflict with your human consciousness versus your starseed consciousness.
Right. You have to be able to go within to find it.
Yeah.
And if you can't go within, you're going to be skipping through surface area stuff.
Definitely will be.
Well,
why is my space body in stasis? It's in stasis until I leave the human form. When I leave this human body, great question.
That is.
Eventually, we will all leave our human form. We will have the choice to come back into human form, or you have the option of going into your space body, which is in stasis. Now, your space body will be much taller than your human man or woman body. It'll be a much taller body. So when you go into that body, which is on a separate spaceship being protected, all the bodies that are on stasis, they're living space people that are having their consciousness in a human body. And sometimes you'll use that consciousness, as I do now, to speak through your space beingness. And then when you go back onto, when your consciousness goes back onto the stasis, into stasis, where the body is in stasis, you'll come out of stasis, out of that comfortable setting, and wake up and say, "Oh, I'm back. I'm back on the ship after, 40 or 50 years on Earth." And that's exactly how I would define how you will, get back into your human form. In stasis. That's in stasis at the moment. All right. Well, I want to thank you, Heather, for coming up here. You had some great questions. Did I clarify many of the questions and many of the answers for your questions? Oh, your mic's off. Let me see if I can turn your mic on here a minute. Oh, you got your mic muted. Your mic, Heather. I want to thank you. I hope I answered most of your questions. I think she's playing around with her TikTok buttons there. Yeah, your microphone is off. All right, Heather, we're going to let you down. There she goes. I want to thank Heather for being up here. If you have questions like Heather did about the Ashtar Command, about contact in 2026, let's see, Nathan Carr, how do you feel about the Anunnaki? So I'm going to bring Nathan Carr. Now, Nathan Carr only has 3 followers. So Nathan Carr. So here's Tahar. So here's what I have to say about the Anunnaki. And I've talked about them before in the program here on Saturday night. The Anunnaki are, like I said, very tall beings. They can be from 10 to 14 or 15 feet in height. The Anunnaki also are with the Ashtar Command. They're one of many, many groupings of awakened space people from other planetary systems. And they have families just like we would have a family here on Earth. So the Anunnaki are very positive. They're very loving. And whatever you've heard about them, if it's anything other than that, I would not go by that. So I hope that answers the question about the Anunnaki. Let's see here. So if you have any questions, you want to come up on the show, you have to be over 18. No kids on the show, no vaping, no smoking, no drugs, no drunks, no paranormal discussion, no politics, no religion. And let's see. Patrick N901 has a question. What is the question, Patrick? Hey, Misty, welcome. RN Nurse, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Let's see here. I'm just looking at comments. J&M, good to see you, J&M. Welcome. So not just this planet, but many, many planets in our solar system that have life on them know that the Earth is in a situation where the Earth now will be expanding into a much higher level of consciousness and frequency. Let's see here. I'm going to bring Terry Venus up. Terry, if you change your setting, I'd like to bring you up on that question. Change your setting, and I can bring you up. Or go into the multi-guest option, Terry. Go into the multi-guest option on my TikTok here, and I'll bring you up. You can just do that. Multi-guest option on TikTok. You'll see two little icons, and I can bring you up. Let's see here. And to answer your question, will space beings be able to breathe our oxygen? They'll be wearing spacesuits, so they will be able to breathe in our atmosphere when they come off the ships. They do have very specific spacesuits that they will be wearing when the contact happens. All right, Nurse, thank you for the team bracelet. We appreciate it. Patrick N says, yes, is there substantial evidence of gene mods between heads? I'm not sure about the answer to that question, unfortunately. Good question, but I'm not sure I have the answer to that. Lucas Jackson has a question. Jasmine, I think you're going to see them in waves. There's going to be a big wave in 2026, but I think there's many more that will be coming afterwards, the first wave. I can't say that the Nephilim will be coming or not coming, but it is highly possible. Yes. Yes, they will. Will the Ashtar Command stop war? They can stop any war, pretty much anywhere around the world. Okay. If you would like, I could come on sometime and we could discuss life on Mars and some of our facilities. Let's see here. Jasmine says, is our space family raising the vibration of Earth to save us? I would have to say that you're raising the vibration of Earth, not necessarily the space people. The Earth itself is raising its own vibration right now, which is also meaning that every planet in your solar system is raising its vibration. So the raising of the vibration of Earth is simultaneous with the raising of vibration of every single planet in the solar system, in every single galaxy in the solar system, and in this universe that we live in. Virgil says, are the ETs worried we might blow up the Earth with our nukes? Yes, they are very much concerned with that. And that's why they have come, beyond that, they've come to, they're supposed to be here, but they are watching what we are doing at Air Force bases right now. That's why you're seeing reports of unknown objects over Air Force bases. Those are not other countries. It's not China. It's not Russia. It's not whatever. It's these unmanned craft that are monitoring what we're doing with our nuclear facilities. Okay. Yes. Do we have space pets in the spaceships? Yes. They will be able to breathe a little bit of our oxygen. They were actually having devices that will help. So there will be that aspect. Yes, the Astro Command will not allow nuclear war. If there was any spaceships over a nuclear plant in Florida, it could have been any of the galactic forces of light that actually are coming all over the planet. Give me one moment, and we'll be right back here. A brief intermission, and this is Astro Command Q&A night here on Encounters. Okay, we're back with you here. You're watching Encounters here, and this is the Ashtar Command Edition. Welcome to the show. Hey, Norazura. Yeah, the threats that the world leaders make, Pamela, should be taken seriously, because the fact that they all have these capabilities, if they tried to even use these capabilities, I would tell you that the space people will neutralize the weapon systems, and they wouldn't be able to do anything. Yes, they are. They have been reported over bases that have nuclear weapons. Air Force bases, the Royal Air Force in England, bases over in the United States here. Air Force bases with nuclear capabilities have been having these unmanned craft over their bases to monitor what they're doing. So they do have various types of craft over these bases. Yeah, New Jersey, also Pennsylvania now is having sightings of these UAPs. Many of them are really big, and some of them, or most of them, I think, are unmanned and have been sent down from a larger, my theory is a larger spaceship that cannot be seen. That's my theory. Yes, the motherships. I do believe with what's happening now around the world, there are actual motherships, large cloaked spaceships in the outer atmosphere that have sent these different probes down to Earth that are pretty big, that are as big as a car, maybe a little bit bigger. So I do believe that to be the case. Oh, thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Rainbow, we're going to bring you up for your question. Rainbow, Palladium Rainbow, you're welcome to join me. I think I'm going to have a battery hookup here, a charger, because I'm getting a little bit of 15% power here. Yeah, they're Ashtar command ships that will appear all over the world. In South America, there are bases. I don't know exactly where the bases are, but there are active bases in the regions and mountains of South America or Central America. Venusian, hey, they're called Stallion drones from the Pleiades. Okay, let's see here. Good to see you, by the way. You know, Terry, they might. Any bases, any ET bases in Russia or China? I'm sure there are bases. I don't know specifically where in Russia or China, but I do believe there are bases. Pretty much all over the world, there are bases. Right. Jim is absolutely correct. They look like drones, so we won't be afraid. Hey, Jersey for life. And welcome everybody to our show. This is Ashtar Command Central. This is where it's all at tonight, Ashtar Command. And we're talking Ashtar Command all over the place here tonight. I'm CmdrAleon. To give you some understanding, I'm going to do this thing here, just so you know. I'm going to help you define how you know I am a space person. I want you to look in my eyes. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. And as you stay focused and look in my eyes and my mannerism tonight and the way I am speaking with you, interacting with you, you will know. Not tonight. She had something that she had to do. But If you keep looking directly at my eyes, you will see exactly what you will see. Some of you won't see anything if you're not aware of it. But if you look at my eyes, you will see exactly what I am speaking of. And this is sort of like a mini fun test here. So as you look at my eyes, you will see, you can see it. So you can see exactly what I am expressing and showing you here. I might have to hook up a cable. I'm at 13% power, and it's 12:15. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Teresa. Yes, if they are who they are, you will see it. And that's okay, the truth. If you don't say something, you don't. And like I said, some of you are going to see it, and honestly, some of you won't. It's really interesting how some people don't see it, but many people do see it. It just means that there's nothing wrong with it, that you didn't see it. But if you did see it, it just means that you were open more to see it than others. There you go. Let's see. I think it's tort lawyer. I think our governments know what these are, and if they shot at them, they would be starting a conflict of some sort that they don't want to do, or maybe not even a conflict. But we shouldn't be shooting anything down that's in the sky like that, because, frankly, that would be pretty much a negative thing to do from a planet Earth, where we talk about so-called invasions of our planet, and there are no invasions, and then we shoot down these objects that are doing absolutely nothing but going over Air Force bases, over towns and cities. It really is amazing. You're going to have to give me a minute or two here. I might have to plug in another plug here, because we are actually losing at 12% power. I'm glad you're all here tonight. We'll be here till about 12:30 a.m. So give me one moment. We're going to get a power supply here to keep everything rolling. And again, hey, Blue Palladian Council, I am God. Welcome to the show. And I've got the apple cider right here in the refrigerator. And I am drinking a lot of apple cider. Give me a moment. I'm done. Okay, folks, give me a minute here. We're going to hook up another power supply unit here. You're watching Encounters. I'm CmdrAleon. Welcome to the show, everybody around the world. And we are in need of a little bit more power. We don't want to end up dying out here, so give me a minute. Okay, we got some power going here, and you're welcome to join us here. This is, let me make sure everything is, there we go. So I got the power going here. Let me see. Okay, I see something approach. And again, this is Astro Command Q&A. Something approach. This is our
What's
show
up,
with
brother?
the Astro Command. Hey, approach. Welcome to Astro Command Night Q&A.
Hey, you know what? I called you at one point and I told you about my buddy's experience in Brazil and his encounter. I don't know if you remember, but I
Yeah, a
was
while
calling it.
ago.
Yeah, a while ago. But I was calling to see. Dang it, we didn't get to see the fighter jets and the aliens in the sky the other day from Cliff High. You know his prediction.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And a lot of this, again, when we're talking about that kind of stuff, and this is where the Astro Command is very, very direct about it. And as a representative and a spokesperson for the command, that prediction was totally just to bring fear about in people. And the people that fell for it, and it's unfortunate many people did, but we tried to educate people that nothing like that would happen. And in the future, if anybody predicts those kinds of things, don't listen to it. When contact happens, you're going to see the government try to say that there's something going on. We have to monitor the situation. Look, let's face it, the Pentagon right now cannot even figure out what's going on right now around the world. The Royal Air Force cannot figure out what's happening at the Air Force bases over in the United Kingdom. This has been
Hmm.
happening also in Russia. Air Force bases there. Russian Air Force facilities with nuclear weapons have been monitored by unknown craft over these facilities. And this is happening as we speak.
What's the situation that the last briefing they had about, they're convinced it came from the ocean and that they supposedly, I mean, don't quote me on it, but they had recovered a uh, remains or something and they looked kind of almost squid like. This is what was coming out of that briefing from what I remember. I could have it totally wrong what I just said, but
Yeah,
I'm wondering.
I have to go over the briefing again from the Pentagon. This person was a press secretary. He spoke last week. Um, And the way I take it is they have information that they are not sharing with the public, which is the transparency of these people in the Pentagon is not being very forthright with the public, which they should be, or with the press. So, with that happening, like I said again, this took people off guard. What's going on right now? I think many of these bases that have these large craft that are over the bases, monitoring them. And the reason why the British Air Force and the U.S. Air Force are not attacking them is because they know that these are coming from larger vessels.
Oh, I believe.
And
Yeah.
they're not, and because these things are not, they're not shooting lasers down at the bases, they're not trying to attack the Air Force bases. They're very concerned in monitoring what we are doing here with all the rhetoric of possible nuclear war. And that's
So
what they're concerned with.
yeah. So it's interesting. If they say they came from they say that they've been here possibly longer than us, and that, if you, well, who was it? Was it Inunaki? The scriptures that talk about, or the scribings on the walls that talk about, you know, intelligent life being here before us, and
Yeah.
um, yeah, that all kind of gets me interested. So I heard a theory one time that these were leftover technology to protect the Earth from nuclear things like that, and so on.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
there is technologies that are hidden in our planet that will be revealed once contact happens that are very well protected and in places that no Earth-based government can get to. They will be revealed during contact in 2026. All these different things that we're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, I mean,
It's good to see you again. I'm glad you came back up here on our special night. I really do appreciate that.
of course, man. Yeah, I appreciate you having me up last time, and I wish I can get my buddy up here to tell his story, but he's just one of those guys. He's like, I'm not telling anybody this story ever again. He's like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
But
people are like that. And if people want to come up, I'm not talking about the latest technology. This is really an Astro Command night, so I want people to honor that. On different nights other than tonight, we can get into all these different things that we normally do. So,
Hey,
and certainly we appreciate your
yeah,
input.
real quick, actually, I had an idea, and I'll never get around to it, but I had an idea for a movie, right? So aliens come in, so I have they live, so they infiltrate our governments, and but so the hook, I mean, the turning point of the movie is when we find out that the three conspiracy theorists in my movie, they find out that we are just cattle to them, and they're here just to take us back to their planet, and that's why they pump all these preservatives in us, and um, you
Yeah,
know,
that's a whole nother, another fear-based theory or whatever that has been generated through the internet for many, many years. And that's certainly not true. So a lot of that's generated by people that create
no,
these
no, no,
theories.
no.
You
This was
already
just
know
an
that.
idea
That's why you're
for
laughing. So
just an
people
idea
know
for a
better.
movie that I had.
I think people
That's
know
why.
better.
Yeah, no, it was just an idea for a movie that I had. It wasn't
The
anything that I
movie,
even
yeah, I
wrote.
think the better movie would be having a movie that talks about peace, love, and understanding between the space people and the Earth people. And there's been enough movies about that kind of stuff since the 1950s. I think we don't need to produce any more of those kind of movies.
All right, touche. I gotcha. I
Okay.
gotcha.
Yep.
All
So
right,
there you
brother.
go. All
All
right,
right, have
brother.
a
I
good one.
appreciate you. And
All right.
we're going to bring it down. There's a woman that said she's a contactee, and I think she's having contact with positive space people. So, Wolfpack, are you having contact with positive space beings? I'm interested to see. And again, this is Astro Command, so everything we're talking about here tonight is laser focused on contact, the space people, the sightings of our spaceships that are starting to appear around the planet, and what's going to happen once physical contact occurs in 2026. If you have any questions related to that, please feel free to share. I think Fey interdimensionals. Oh, interesting. Interesting. And I'll bring Wolfpack up here. I want to ask Wolfpack if you know, she's probably the fifth.
Hi,
Hey, Wolfpack, how are you?
good to meet you.
It's
I
good to
am
meet you
good.
too. And
So,
is this your first time watching the show?
yes, it
Oh,
is.
great. Great to have you
Yeah,
in. This is
I
our
love.
special night. Every Saturday we do Astro Command. I work with the
Oh,
Astro Command directly. The fairies are connected with it, the Fae people.
oh
Um,
wow.
they are. My friend April in Vermont, the fairies are very much connected with the Astro Command. Even though they're smaller than we are, they are very intelligent beings. And so I know a lot about that. And yeah, just so you're new with the Astro Command, we are the galactic beings of light from many different planetary worlds. And we're here to bring peace on Earth. And the planets we come from are mostly vegetarian.
Yeah,
Everything on the planet is pristine. The cities are clean. There's no pollution. There's no wars. Nothing.
that's beautiful. So basically, what I wanted to speak about as well is that when I was a child, there was forests all around the house and in the area where I lived. Now, right in front of my house, there was a big forest, and I used to play there by myself. Now, I met beings there, and these beings, they call themselves Fae, an elf. They were elf-like.
Mm-hmm.
They were taller than me, though. They were quite tall. They had very beautiful light skin,
Mm-hmm.
glowing, and they looked like me. I'm Norwegian, so they looked
Wow.
Norwegian. Yeah, but they were wearing different kind of clothes, more, beautiful elf-like, shimmering, different fabric. And this was before I heard about anything Lord of the Rings or anything. I was quite young. This was before I started school, so I was under 6 years old.
Wow.
Now, during this time, I would tell my parents about it. I would just go on and on and on about these beings. And they showed me that I could scry. And that's that I see, I could look into the water and I could see different realities. Now, they showed me how to use my scrying to create a portal in front of me so that I could walk through a portal. And this was during the daytime as well. So I would tell this to my parents, and obviously they thought I was a little nuts.
Right,
You
of
know,
course,
like,
right?
how can you? Right. So unfortunately, the forest was cut down, and I got into this
Oh
extreme
no.
heartbreak.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But these are interdimensional, so they told me that they live here on the earth. And this is just what they told me. They said that they used to be the druid people. They used to be here before. Now, there was one type of druids, one group that descended. So they chose to go the path of the darkness. And then the ones that I got to know, they chose the path of the light. So they became the Fae people.
The
And
Fae
this is
people.
something that had been going on for eons and eons, I guess.
Oh wow.
And
Interesting. Very interesting.
yeah, thank you. And then they told me about my life path, ascension, and that there are other people like me around, and that they're connected to the universe. And they
Wow.
told me that I should never let my blood be taken. So since then, I've never let anyone take my blood. I've gone to the hospitals and everything, but they simply can't get it out of my veins. They try, they only get a few drops. They can't really take any tests for me, which is really scary on my end, because obviously I would like to get my blood
Mhm.
tested properly,
Yeah.
but I'm scared of it as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much, and this is one of the things on Astro Command Night. I stress the point. When
Yeah.
we have contact with our the space people of the command in 2026, so people have been asking, will we be able to have contact if we're a different blood type? Or it doesn't really matter what your blood type is. It matters more about your conscious awakening. And for
Yeah.
you have that awakening with the Fae people, that you
Mm.
will be able to really be able to contact. When contact happens, you'll be ready to meet the space people. I feel
Yeah.
you're already ready, right?
Yeah, I do feel
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I knew
And I
that. I
have
know you are. Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like these were connected to the 12 Nordics as well. Some of these. But
Can
I
you?
don't really know much about the 12 Nordics, apart from
What
that.
was the question? I'm sorry.
Hmm?
You were mentioning something. I didn't quite get the question. I think.
Oh, okay. No, I said I feel that they were also connected to the 12 Nordic beings.
Oh, the whole Nordic. Okay, I do
Yeah.
understand that. So they might be connected to the Palladians, which some
Yeah.
people think are Nordic. That could be possible. You'll have an inner knowing of that when you actually meditate on it. Matter of fact, if you meditate on it tonight before you go to sleep, ask that question within, and you'll have an answer pretty quick.
Yeah, and I've had people telling me that I'm a Palladian many times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it could be from there.
Can you go on camera?
But
You know how to use the camera?
yeah, I'm not going to use the camera right now because it's so late here. It's like really, really in the morning. It's early and I haven't been sleeping
Oh
tonight.
my
So
gosh, where are you located?
I'm in Norway.
Oh, Norway. Okay, gosh, welcome, Norway. Glad to have you with
Thank
us.
you. Thank you
No
so
idea.
much. Yeah.
No one in the Cosmic House here on Astro Command Night. Well, we do this every Saturday night. We're on most nights at 11 o'clock Eastern here in the U.S. and Connecticut.
It's so
And
lovely.
we talk on regular nights. We talk about everything from Bigfoot to mer people to the
I love
fairies.
that.
We get into all that stuff. You're going to love it here. I think you found a home here with the show.
Thank you. I do starseed healing, so I
Oh,
let
beautiful.
people who are contactees speak on their experiences. And I'm trying to create a network where people who have had contact can speak freely and feel safe. And I feel really just honored to be here. So thank you so much.
Well, I thank you. I'm honored to talk to somebody in Norway, in Scandinavia, so I
Yeah.
thank you. Very,
Yeah.
very so.
And what I've heard from these beings, when I go within and I get visions and everything, right? So about these beings on the nuclear bases, they're protecting us, that there won't be any nukes going off, is what
Right,
I'm
absolutely
hearing.
correct. You've got it nailed right on the head. They are protecting us from potential of blowing up our Earth, which is
Yeah.
a potential. It's a very low potential, but with these things happening, when the Astro Command and when the space beings put unmanned objects over Air Force bases in England, the United States, and Russia, they're doing it for a reason. They're monitoring the activities and what people are saying in power of these different bases in terms of the weapons. to make sure they don't use them.
Yeah, exactly. And also what I'm hearing is because we let the stars fall, that with the celebrities, they carry
Yeah,
the illusion and the veil. So now that we can see through them, the veil is gone. And that
yes.
means that humanity is awakened and we can finally come together.
And actually, you're right. The veil has been lifted. There's no veil anymore. So anyone saying, when is the veil going to be lifted? The veil on Earth has been completely gone. There's no
Yeah,
there's no filament. People keep telling me for a long time, oh, how the spaceship's gonna get through the filament? There's no filament. That's an illusion. That was another
yeah,
perpetuated lie on Earth to make people believe that we were in a crystallized ball, that no
yeah.
spaceship can come here or get here, and that was another complete lie to the public. For the public that was interested in the subject, that has been a lie too. So, when I say the Astro ships are coming and going all the time from Earth, they're able to come here because there's nothing blocking them. There's been nothing
Yeah.
blocking anybody from anything. The only thing blocking anybody is their consciousness or their lack of opening their consciousness. But there's nothing blocking anybody.
I
That's
agree
one of
with
my
you.
biggest teachings.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that that is so good. And thank you for saying that because I feel so much love. I'm just like, I'm shaking.
No,
Like,
thank
I
you.
am so grateful to be around like-minded people.
Thank you.
And I've seen UAPs in Norway as well. I've seen them in New York. I was living in New York. So we've been neighbors, basically.
Yeah.
I was living
Interesting.
in New York for 3 years, almost.
Hmm.
So I saw UAPs as well. And yeah, I've been seeing UAPs. I haven't really been connecting as much with them,
Yeah.
I think, but it's definitely very exciting to see them.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely beautiful. And I want to say to everybody, your all 532 of you, we're on every night at 11 o'clock Eastern. Every Saturday night we do our Astro Command thing because I work with the command. My space parents are with. The other thing I will tell people, and this is gonna, just so you know, the Astro Command is watching this program on TikTok. They have
Oh, wow.
monitors. I was taken less than a few weeks ago through my astral plane state. I was taken on board the ship and I saw the control center, which is a
Yeah.
beautiful big white room. It's just this beautiful room, and the seats are really comfortable. And they were sitting, the space people were looking in the monitor, and they can watch my show. As they monitor the Earth, they can also watch everything on here. So they can see everybody here. They can see all
Yes.
the comments of over 500 people. If you never experienced that, you're being watched by space people on a ship
I
right
can
now.
feel it. That's
Yeah,
probably why I'm shaking. I'm like, the
yeah, they're
frequency is
watching the
so
show
good
right
and
now on
so
the
high.
spaceship. The spaceship is off
Amazing.
planet. It's probably within my region, probably in the outer atmosphere. They're in the outer atmosphere of the planet right now, and they are watching the show.
Wow.
So,
And thank you guys for the love. Thank you so much. I also am, I do animal communication as well.
oh, good.
So I started doing that after I was in contact with the Fae people. They showed me how to do that, and I've been able to speak with animals since.
Oh, wow. Very, very
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you guys so much. Well, thank you for having me on. I'm
Your
honored.
pleasure.
This was amazing.
And I'm actually following you now, so I hope you're following
Oh,
me. I'm
thank
following
you. I
you.
am following you.
All right. Well, we're following each other, and you're welcome to be here anytime.
Oh,
We're
thank you so
on live.
much.
You'll catch us on 11 o'clock. I don't know what time it is in Norway, but it's now
It's 6:39,
12:39.
and I've been
6:30.
up
So it's
all
almost
night.
daylight. Yeah, it's 12:39 here.
Oh,
In the
thank you
morning.
so much for the love, guys. You're
Oh, much
amazing.
love
I
to you.
love you
Much
all
love
so
to you.
much. And it
You're a
feels good
beautiful
to
soul.
connect with Soul Family.
Wow, very, very nice. I'm going to let you down, and I appreciate you coming here. We have a new viewer from Norway. We appreciate you. Let me bring you down here.
Thank you. So much love, everyone. Bye.
All right. All right, all right, all right, as they say. Beautiful, beautiful people out here all over the world. And you're watching Encounters. This is our Ashtar Command Night, sending love to everyone around the world. A lot of love. One of the things as a commander, I want you to know, and as a talk show host, I love all of you. How many people can say that on here when they do their lives that they love all of us, especially this kind of a program? But I love all of you because I know in truth, love is our answer for everything. the true love of the cosmic consciousness, the true love of who we are in our true beingness as space people. So we love everybody here, all of you, and it's a beautiful thing to understand the very foundation of light and who we are. And I sit here very much in peace, very much in peace, because I feel all the energy, and I feel that all of you are ready for the change, every one of you, even the new people, whoever you are. We might have never met before, talked before, but you're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. You're here to understand the very foundation of truth. And in that truth, all of you will have the ability to understand when we have contact in 2026. It will be a beautiful thing. Absolutely. Give me a moment. I'm going to switch areas here.
I thought you were getting off.
I am. And it's now about 12:41, so we're going to call it a night here. I want to say good night to everybody. We'll be on tomorrow night at 11. Let me just bring the thing here closer. We'll be here tomorrow night after 11 o'clock. We'll be doing our regular broadcast here, a regular one. We've been on here since 11 till 12:42. So I want to thank everybody for being here. You had some great questions. Next Saturday, we do another Astro Command night. I'm not distracted. Everybody's going to sleep. So I'm going to honor that and also join them. My whole family's going to sleep right now. I was in a different room. So, yeah. All right. And tomorrow night, we'll be dealing with the whole drone thing. We're going to be, you've seen my video. I posted a video. I want to get into the thing with the drones, or what are apparently UAPs all over the world that are appearing over Air Force bases. That's tomorrow night. And also go on my main page. You'll get to see a lot of great UFO or spaceship videos. There's tons of them. This show will be on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. So please watch that. And if you feel like sending us, I want to thank all the people for the gifts. Thank you, Days, for the hat. Tahar. There's a meaning to that. And yes, we're going to get some rest. I love you all. Thank you so much. If you want to do some last minute gifting, I certainly would appreciate it. If you feel like doing it. If you don't feel like doing it, you don't have to do anything. But thank you, everybody, for your gifts. I'd love to see a galaxy. I haven't seen a galaxy in a long time, or a whale. And hey, I love dogs too. I have a cat, but I love dogs. That's a good little doggy. Thank you, our nurse. Thank you, Enlightened, for your gifts and your love of our show here. Robbie, thank you. Vigil, thank you. Kit Kat, thank you for the festival crown. That's nice. Thank you all for the gifts. The Join Me team gift, thank you very much. And we will miss you too. But, we're not gone forever. December burrito, not right now. I'm pretty much on sabbatical with that. I'm really focused on my live broadcast here on TikTok. Hey, Paranormal Ghosts and UFOs. I do see you change your profile. Jersey for life, everybody. Blessings to each and every one of you. Stephanie, yeah, we are in Connecticut. Are you in Connecticut too? Are you also a Connecticut person? Let's see. Stephanie is. Oh, you are. I'm going to have to follow you, Stephanie. I can't follow you, Stephanie. When you change your setting, I can follow you. Change it to public. We can follow each other. We have a few people in Connecticut here that I'm connected with here, so I appreciate that. All right, everybody. Peace. We'll see you tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. Please share. Let people know. Please follow me. So I need everyone to follow me on here, and also share and like. Not only that, like and share, or both, or whatever you want to do. Anyway, take care. Keep your eyes to the skies, because a lot of weird stuff is happening, and it's only going to get weirder and more interesting, as we go on. We'll catch you all tomorrow night. Take care.